Day one of the 115th Congress got off to a bit of a rocky start on Tuesday. The controversy started even before new members were sworn in. In a surprising move on Monday night, House Republicans voted to strip an independent ethics watchdog group of its power. But they quickly backed off the plan on Tuesday morning after facing heavy public backlash from the American people. But they weren't the only ones upset about the move. President-elect Donald Trump tweeted Tuesday morning, with all that Congress has to work on, do they really have to make the weakening of the independent ethics watchdog, as unfair as it may be, their #1 act and priority? Focus on tax reform, health care, and so many other things of far greater importance. Bob Cusack, editor-in-chief at The Hill, joins me now from Washington. So, Bob, why would House Republicans try to do this in the first place?
It was a bad move to begin with. The optics were terrible, especially when Donald Trump went after, leaders of his own party really for doing this, though behind closed doors, Speaker Ryan and Majority Leader McCarthy apparently were arguing against it. But the bottom line is that this ethics watchdog was set up actually under then Speaker Pelosi, who at that time said, let's drain the swamp. It has been somewhat controversial. Members don't like being investigated by this independent ethics office. And they say, well, listen, we already have the House Ethics Committee. We don't need two ethics offices. But this one was certainly more independent. I don't think they anticipated such a bad backlash. But when Trump tweeted that, I think that was the beginning of the end. They realized, wow, we may not even be able to pass this rules package that sets the rules for the Congress unless we backtrack, and that's exactly what they did.
So you think that's what did it finally, the president-elect's tweet, essentially, forcing them to walk it back?
Yeah, it's a very telling moment in the new year. Obviously, Trump has not been inaugurated, but this is going to be his first year of his presidency. And if he thinks that the Congress is doing something dumb, then he's going to call them out. He's not going to be tied at the hip. Remember, like George W. Bush, in his first term at least, he was tied to congressional Republicans throughout his first term. When it went south in 2006, well, Bush suffered. His ratings went down, and the Congress flipped to the Democrats. This shows you that Trump is not going to be tied to Republicans in Congress if he thinks they're not doing something smart.
Well, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi had her own response to all of this, saying, in part, once again, the American people have seen the toxic dysfunction of a Republican House that will do anything to further their special interest agenda, thwart transparency, and undermine the public trust. So who do you think benefits more from going after the Republicans for this move, congressional Democrats or the president-elect?
I think both. Now, the truth of the matter is that there are members on the Democratic side who don't like this ethics office either. But certainly this was a gift to Nancy Pelosi. She's the one who created this ethics office, really took some backlash when she created it, and some people wanted to get rid of it on her side of the aisle. But overall, it was a public relations disaster. So I think it probably goes a little bit to Trump because he has vowed to drain the swamp. But certainly, congressional Democrats, they scored a win today as well.
Yeah, it is interesting to note that, in fact, there was some bipartisan opposition to this office for various reasons. All right, looking ahead now, Mr. Trump has said he knows more than we do about Russian hacking claims and that he plans to reveal that information sometime this week. But on Thursday, Arizona Senator John McCain has scheduled a hearing on cyber threats, focusing specifically on Russia's election hacking. There seems to be a split in the Republican Party. How do you see this playing out, Bob?
Oh, definitely. There's definitely a split. And there's definitely a split between John McCain and Donald Trump. Now, certainly Donald Trump has information that most Americans don't have because he is getting intelligence briefings. He doesn't want them on a daily basis, but he has received them. So I'm sure he knows a lot of information that we all don't know. He has promised to reveal this by Wednesday, so he's got a day left of something that he knows. So I think it's going to be very interesting what the John McCain hearing will be in the armed services on the Senate side. John McCain definitely does not agree with Trump as far as his relationship with Putin or on the hacking. So watch that relationship, the McCain-Trump relationship. Obviously, Trump just won. He won the presidency, but also John McCain was reelected easily. So both men, I think, are feeling pretty good, and they could clash on this.
All right, we'll be watching it. Bob Cusack, thanks so much.
Thank you.